Never let them bring you down, cause then you be on a level. Listen, I'm never giving up. Stand your ground, don't get too comfortable or too settled. Listen, I'm never giving up. When you hit rock bottom, it's only one way to go. Listen, I'm never giving up. Everybody got problems, how you handle them, no. Listen.
Hey, I'm John.
And I'm Jonathan.
Welcome to the Formula.
What's up? Bringing you guys another episode of the Formula. Having a good week, man. You had a good week?
I've been all right.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man.
How about you?
Good. Just busy with the kids. Daughter graduated pre-K yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. So
Nice.
kindergarten time.
Nice.
You know, they're excited about going to school together, my son and my daughter, but we're excited about one drop-off.
And he'll be
He'll be in the second grade.
Okay.
So she'll be in the kindergarten next year, and
he'll be protecting her.
absolutely. He already very protective.
No, that's what's up.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of protective, being protective, what about these athletes?
Yeah, man. Things are getting crazy out here.
Mm-hmm.
They always been though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for us. You know, just going back. You know, we look at videos of, you know, even the Jackie Robinson movie, and look at different videos of, especially up in Boston. They talk about. I forgot. There's an athlete that said they had a no trade clause to the Red Sox because of how racist they are. I hear about Boston a lot in regards to that. And the fans and the Boston Celtics are really bad as well. So, you know, I hate that the athletes have to go through that because they're there to entertain. Like they always change the goalposts. They always moving the goalposts, right? So they want us to be there to entertain. Don't talk about politics or anything. That stuff that's happening to us in our community before we got into sports, right? So we're supposed to just leave that alone. But then they bring their politics because, you know, black and white issues, politics. So they come in and they call us racist names, N-word, this, that, and the other into the game. So, like, what do they want, man? Like, they just want it their way.
Yeah, they're very selective about what athletes can do, what athletes can't do.
But what they could do whatever they want.
But, you know, they can say whatever they want. Yeah. They can do whatever they want.
And they can do exactly what they don't want the athletes to do.
Right.
Which is crazy. It's just ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
But it's cool that so you brought this to my attention. I really appreciate you doing that. So Naomi Osaka is a professional tennis player. She's amazing. She's beat some of the best. She's beat the best.
She's if she's not the best, she's one of the best.
Mm-hmm. So she came out and said that she wasn't gonna do a press conferences during the
French Open.
So
yeah.
What you think about that, man?
I applaud her.
Mm-hmm.
I applaud her. Now, you know, people are going to say, oh, well, she signed up for that. What she signed up for was to be a great tennis player. That's what she signed up for. Now, there are other things that come along with that, right? And it might state in her contract, hey, you gotta do press.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we spoke about this before. I don't think they should be obligated. I think it should be a choice. Mm-hmm. If they want to do press, then let them do press. If they don't, then keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing with it is she mentioned mental health. And, you know, some people might feel like, oh, you just sit there, answer a few questions, and then go about your business. Mm-hmm. But it's not like that. They ask questions outside of sports.
Right.
And not every athlete is comfortable sitting in front of a mic talking to a group of people.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of understand where she's coming from with the mental health aspect. I understand some people have stage fright. Some people
mad anxiety. Like
a lot of
mad
anxiety.
just
a lot of
thinking
anxiety.
about like that can mess up their game.
It could totally throw them off.
Yeah,
it could totally throw them off. So, and I think the media has too much access,
right,
to these athletes. I think, because they gotta, it's not just tennis, right? Basketball, football, everything. They gotta talk to the media before the game, during the game,
right,
after the game. It's like in between games, in between events, and they might have to talk to the media during like community service and whatnot. It's just,
right.
I think it's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, me too. And I think it's cool. She said that people have no regards in athletes' mental health. And this rings true when I see press conferences and participate in one. You know what I mean? So, again, that the mental health, like in the school that she's doing this during the mental health awareness week, month as well. And I talk about this all the time, where the public, they want your athletes to be held at a even higher regard than our politicians, which is kind of ridiculous.
Because some politicians don't even do town halls.
Right.
So there's politicians, I have no idea who they are. And they could walk in here right now. I have no idea who they are.
Right. Yeah, it's just crazy because politicians can go around and act in all types of ways, and they keep their job for life, right?
Basically,
pretty much, right? and they have a much more important impact on our lives.
They actually hold a position of power,
right? And it impacts our lives. Like an athlete, athletes don't impact our lives. We allow we have no regard for the athlete's mental health, but at the same time, as some fans don't have any good mental health themselves, because if you have good mental health, if you have good mental health, you wouldn't even be thinking about the athletes and how it impacts your life, because it really don't impact your life. Their lives don't impact your life. Like a politician's life, their lives impact your life because they make rules, regulations that can impact your life in many aspects of your life. But an athlete, you just watching the game. You should just walk away and go about your business after that.
Well, unless you're betting on the game, then it might have a financial impact.
Right.
But other than that.
And that's the risk of betting.
Yeah, that's why I don't gamble.
Right, absolutely. You're not playing with my money.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. I feel like that it is great that she's doing this during mental health awareness, and it also shows a dissociation that we have in athletes and being human. You know what I mean? We fans actually really, really act like they're not human. Athletes aren't human.
They do.
They can't feel. Well, I feel like you should have made that shot at the end of the game. That's your feelings,
right?
How about the athlete's feelings? You know what I mean? I think it sucks that athletes have to go through some of the things that they have to go through. Some of them good, some of them tough, that they can deal with it. But
some of them like to do it.
Yeah, right.
LeBron James, he has no problem being in front of a camera. No problem talking to the press.
Right.
Other athletes, not so much. Like Kyrie Irving, he could go without it.
Right, right.
And, he's one of those, Kyrie Irving is one of those, he tried to do a media blackout and everybody was upset with him or whatnot. But then when he talks about things outside of basketball, they get upset with him with that too.
Right.
So it's well, you want him to talk to the press. This is what you get. He's going to talk about things that's going on around the world. Mm-hmm. So
and that impacts his mental health.
Right, because he feels a certain type of way. He feels like, hey, those are my peoples. That's family over there, and you know, things are going on that might affect him. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think they should be obligated to do press. I don't think, and to be honest, the media is trash. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. So, if the media did a better job at their job, then I'd be okay with making it mandatory. But a lot of these media members, they have an agenda, and they're just inappropriate, at times. And you know, Naomi, she made reference to Marshawn Lynch. Remember the Super Bowl where he was like, "I'm only here to not get fined. I'm just trying not to get fined." Right. And that was all his answers. That's how he answered every question during Media Week. And she also made reference to Venus Williams when she was really young, like 14, 15. She was getting interviewed, and the interviewer was like pressing her on her confidence, and her dad had to step in, like, like, what are you doing? Like, you don't conduct an interview like this. So, yeah, I if I was an athlete, I would never talk to the press. Never.
Yeah. And how do you think that they should conduct themselves? Like, what kind of questions do you think that they should be saying?
Just stick to the game. Just stick to the game. Don't ask Ray Lewis about, a possible murder charge. Right. Things of that nature. Just keep it to the game, and that's it. No personal questions, no questions outside the game. And that's it. I mean, as a fan, I don't need to know all this about these athletes. I really don't care. Right. It's like you said, we think that they're robots. So yeah. What do I care about their personal life? Yeah. And it's that
just
thing. Keep it professional.
Yeah, and they always contradict themselves, and it pisses me off, like, all the time when I'm watching or listening to sports talk radio or watching a sports show. They always say, well, this person has been a distraction. This person has been a distraction. They're not being a distraction. You're being a distraction. Like, who's talking about this?
Yeah, they're talking about it.
Like, the athlete isn't going around saying what they've been accused of doing. I mean, no, you're doing the talking. You're talking about this.
It's like anytime Aaron Rodgers had a bad game, they would blame it on his girlfriend. I'm like, yo, why do I need to know who he's dating? Right. I don't care who he's dating. That's irrelevant. Just stick to the game, bro. Just stick to the game. Why are you talking about his girlfriend? Right. Apparently he's like getting married or some kind of new girlfriend or fiance. I don't know, but right. They talk about stuff like that, and it's like the fans don't need to know that. Yeah. Yeah,
they don't care about anybody, man. Because like,
I could care less.
What did that girl has to do with anything?
She don't even follow football, right. so I could care less.
So now you got crazy fans that has no emotional IQ. Shout out to Brittany. Now they're going after this girl because they think she's impacting this guy's football game. Right, right. It's crazy.
And speaking of Aaron Rodgers, the whole he wants out of Green Bay, that's all concocted by the media. The media is really fueling that. Sometimes they talk up a transaction. Like they talk it up so much that, like the team feels like, okay, now we're in a position we got to trade him. You know what I mean? Because they talk it up so much. So I think just, stick to the facts,
Mm-hmm.
keep it professional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that Aaron Rodgers situation that's going on now, when Adam Schefter actually had breaking news on it, broke the issue. So that was right on draft day, the day before draft day, or the day
what
of
a
draft day.
coinkydink.
Yeah, but what's funny is Adam said that no one told him that. Like he just said he broke news that like no.
This is what I'm
like,
saying. This is what I'm saying. Like he should have never came out with that information.
Right.
With that information, I'm using air quotes for people who aren't watching.
Right.
Yeah, that's a prime example.
Mm-hmm.
That's a prime example of the media, sports media,
Mm-hmm.
just being lame.
Mm-hmm.
You don't come out with that on draft day. That was intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, like that was intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said he had the information before draft day.
Right.
So he waited till draft day to come out with that.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it's wild. And dude, so that's why I love the podcast I Am Athlete with Brandon Marshall. Shout out to Brandon Marshall and
Chad Ochocinco.
Chad and Fred Taylor and Channing Crowder, man. I mean, they put on a phenomenal product every week, man. And one thing that they do is they talk about mental health all the time. And big ups to Brandon Marshall that he's one of the biggest components of bringing the mental health aspect into the game. Like he's been a big advocate of it. Ever since he went through what he went through, and he had a rough period, and then you seen how he changed, and it's crazy to see this the product that he's putting on and the business ventures he had, because where he's come from and the mental struggles that he went through in the NFL, and he's conquering it. And I like how they always ask each other, like, where you at mentally, where you at physically, where you at business wise, and he always asks that like every episode. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
they kind of rate it like, yeah, I'm at like an 8, 9, 10. What can make you better? Things like that. That's I think that's dope, man. And I'm glad that they do that, and they bring that mental awareness not just during the month of mental health awareness month. You know what I mean? So
yeah, they be on it.
They be on it.
So you don't think athletes should do press?
I don't think that it should be obligated. I think that it should be because like you said, there's some athletes that like having that and having that access to the press and getting that exposure.
Most athletes probably don't.
Right. Most like you said, Marshawn Lynch. He don't want to be. He from the hood, bro. He don't want to be. He don't want to be in front of. He's. Some of these guys are a little bit more. I hate using this word, but woke to the fact that the press will change what's happened. And change your words how they want it to be changed. To make black people look bad. You know what I mean? They very rarely try to make white people look bad, but people of color, they'll change the words and all this stuff to make them look bad. Like, we see that in the hood all the time. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so them athletes, some of those athletes don't want to be exposed to that. And that, again, that goes to their mental health. Like, you just lied on me and I can't do nothing to you. You feel what I'm saying? So we from a place where we from the hood, bro. We like, if someone lie on you, we could do something to you. We can go fix that and feel better about it after it's done.
We can handle the situation accordingly.
Yeah, we can't in this pent up frustration that we can't let out. So that frustration that we have on that reporter, we can't let it out. Like, I got interviewed one time in high school. All right. They asked me about my offensive line my senior year. And offensive line didn't have a good game. And I said, hey man, like haven't been coached up to this. I haven't been watching interviews on TV. This is in the, early 2000 season, actually. They asked me about the offensive line. I said, man, they didn't have a good game. They didn't block for me today. They didn't block for us today. We missed a lot of blocks. I'm just telling the truth. Like, hey, man, we missed a lot of blocks. The running backs have to have somewhere to run. If the offensive line ain't blocking, we can't run anywhere. And they put it in the newspaper and they put a little more spin on it and made it look bad. And I get to school on Monday and I get called into the coach's office like, you can't say that. I don't know why they ask you those questions, those types of questions anyway, but you can't say that. And I never got another interview the rest of the season.
Yeah, like most of these athletes are not trained in media relations. Like they don't take courses for that. They're not trained for that. Yeah, they're not trained for public speaking.
And don't be mad about what they say. If you ask them something and they tell you what's on their mind, don't be mad about it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want that access,
and that kind of goes into like, have you been following the Kwame Brown situation? Yeah. Again, that goes into what the media does to an athlete. Like the athletes come into this arena to come play basketball or football, right? And then if they have bad games, like Kwame was like 18, 19, I think, coming into the NBA. And
number one draft pick, straight out of high school.
Straight out of high school, man. This kid, he knows nothing. He's a kid. He's still a kid. And Stephen A. Smith, along with others,
everybody
bashed him, bro.
Everybody was going in on him. Yes. And to this day, mind you, he retired like maybe 20 years ago. Yeah. He hasn't been in the NBA, and they're still talking about him. Yeah. To this day, they still got jokes.
Yeah. And they still got jokes. And one guy that I love in the NBA space is Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose, his podcast, his show is amazing as well. But Jalen Rose was like, there's a reason why him and Jacoby, like, they retire words on their show. And one of the words that they retired is bust. Like, because he said you can't be a bust if you made it.
And that's what Kwame was saying.
Yeah, you made it, bro. You made it. You. The main reason we try to get into the NBA, bro, or the NFL, go to the league and stuff like that. The first thing we think about in the hood when we talking about going to the league is, I gotta take care of my family. All that, best in the league, all that stuff, man. We want to do that for sure. Sure. But number one is we got to get out the hood. We got to take care of our family. And this kid didn't. This kid at 18 years old, 19 years old, he did exactly that. He did exactly that. He's not broke now today. He's living nice. So to call him a bust, I mean, I do think that's unfair.
Yeah, I mean, because he played okay. Like when he was healthy, and he was completely healthy, he was fine. He was fine. So,
yeah, it just goes to the mental health talk about the mental health of everything. It's like of these athletes, they don't care. Like they look at us as trash, not even barely human.
Literally, right. Trae Young got spit on.
Yeah, Trae Young got spit on.
Literally. like, come on, bro. Literally treat athletes like trash.
Yeah, and we can't turn around and smack you.
This is why when Ron Artest did what he did, I really did not have a problem with it.
Me either.
I didn't have a problem with it, and I'm not apologizing for that.
Right.
You don't throw stuff at these athletes.
Right.
And Ron Artest at the time was trying to be cool. He was not trying to instigate anything. But then you throw a beer at him.
A whole beer, bro.
I'm going to react the same way. I'm going to react the same way. So between that and Trae Young and who was it? Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook.
Dude threw popcorn on that dude.
Yeah.
And Westbrook, he was tight.
Yeah.
He was tight.
I mean, this isn't the first time Westbrook got to run in with a fan either. You remember last year, the fan told him to get down on his knees like he used to. You feel what I'm saying? Like, see, they look at us again. Some of these white folk that's in these stands, I'm gonna tell you what pisses me off, bro. I'm gonna tell you what pisses me off.
Talk about it.
All right, so
talk about it.
What pisses me off that I understand it's a business. The NBA is a business. All these sports teams and everything, it's a business. I get it. But those seats that's around the front of the row, right, they're outpriced. Like, they outprice anyone that really needs to get that impact of being right there. Like, some kid, maybe there's kids out there that aspire to be in the NBA or in an NFL, right? They so outpriced these kids that should be there to experience that. They don't get to experience that,
right? Because the tickets so expensive. Now you can't get the average middle class, lower middle class to get the floor seats. You're talking about the floor seats.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I get it. You don't want all. I mean, granted, stuff can happen if there was a poor white black person down there too. Mm-hmm. But we have a little bit more respect for our people than some of these white people that be down there. Like, they treat us like those people. It makes me think about back in the day during slavery or whatever, or even in the 50s, 60s when I look at like the Jackie Robinson movie and stuff, they call him Jackie Robinson, all this type, cursing them out, call them all types of N-words and all this stuff, right? So it just pisses me off that it's continuing to happen. Mm-hmm. When they say that, no, that, and white people say that, no, this wasn't us that treated y'all like this. It was the people back there. But it's still happening.
How you treating us right now?
No, it's still happening.
Right. How are you treating us right now?
Spitting on athletes just like they did in the 60s. Mm-hmm. Throwing bottles and stuff at them just like they did in the 60s and 70s. Calling them N-words on the field of play just like they did back then. There's nothing different. You can't tell me that it's back there. And then you're going to try to you can't tell me that it was those people. It's not us nowadays. You can't take it out on us at what we do. You can't take it out on us what they did back then. No, you're still doing it. Mm-hmm. All right. So that pisses me off. All right. So another thing is, it burns me to see like when Cam Newton, right? Take Cam Newton for an example, right? The very people that hate him, good gosh, he going up to give him balls to him. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they hate Cam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And
he would score a touchdown and give the ball to a kid in the stands.
Right.
They had a problem with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they had a problem with that, and they had a problem with Cam. Like, I don't like that. Like, it's so outpriced that a black kid can't get a ball from Cam. It's only the rich white kids that can get a ball from Cam because they can't afford them seats. It really does. It burns me up. When I see it, it burns me up.
He was giving away balls mostly to
white kids,
Caucasian kids.
Yeah. And
they still had a problem with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was some kind of controversy.
Mm-hmm. And that's what, like, they don't care about black people's mental health. You know what I mean? Because Cam, they beat Cam down, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, this kid,
he couldn't.
He can do anything.
He couldn't do anything
right. He can do anything right, man. That's why when I get on social media and I see people dogging Cam, it pisses me off because it's like the dude can't do anything right. Mm-hmm. Like, because I always put myself in the athlete's shoe, and I'm like, dude, I'm out here putting on these camps for all these kids, giving them exposure, giving them opportunity to compete against different. Like, those are things that I didn't get a chance to do. get to compete against different states, different areas in North Carolina. You feel what I'm saying? Different, you know what I mean? Neighboring states, man. Cam got giving these kids exposure. They're out here playing against Georgia. So athletes from North Carolina playing against athletes from Georgia, playing against athletes from Alabama. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So all this exposure Cam is giving you all, but you want to talk bad about him at a camp? Like at the actual athletes are talking trash to Cam Newton at a camp?
Yeah. Coming at him hella sideways.
Come on, bro.
Hella sideways.
All right. That kind of got off the mental health issue. But you feel what I'm saying? It's just.
No, it's all connected.
Because he's doing all this stuff and people never acknowledge what he does for the communities, not just, Charlotte. You know what I mean? When he was staying here. But they never gave him that respect, but they always talked about whatever the stupid stuff, what he's wearing, man.
Yeah. Yeah, like
what he's wearing, man.
Now, don't get me wrong, he has a very peculiar sense of fashion.
Hey, man.
Not my thing.
Yeah. I feel
But I think he owns, like, I think the hats that he wore, I think he that's his stuff, right?
That's his
that's his stuff. So
yeah,
it's, I think, how in hockey they have a wall, like separating the fans from. I don't understand why they can't do that in the NBA.
It's a good idea.
Just have like a plexiglass. I mean, we got plexiglass all over the place because of COVID. Anyway, right. You might as well put a wall around the court separating the players from the fans. And that way, what happened to Trae Young, what happened to Russell Westbrook, maybe that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? What happened to Ron Artest? And maybe these athletes, because Russell, he was set to go up in the stands.
Yeah, absolutely.
And confront the dude,
And what has Russell Westbrook done to anyone? But give them his all every time he's on the court.
He plays so hard.
Yes.
He plays so hard. What Trae Young ever do?
Right. You get spit on, bro.
That's New York, man. That's New York.
That's crazy, man.
That's New York, the most multi-ethnic, most diverse city in the world, probably. And some dude is spitting on you.
Yeah.
Not a good look.
Not at all, man.
Not at all.
Not at all. Yeah, it burns me, man. It burns me because I'm an athlete first, and then. Just to see the fans treat athletes like that is it's unfair. Then to see the media treat athletes like that, it's just unfair, man.
And these leagues are not. I don't think they're going far enough. I don't think they're doing enough to protect the players, and to make sure that players are at a good space mentally.
Yeah, I think that. Dude that told Russell Westbrook get on his knees like he used to. They reference to slavery, by the way. Let's not get that confused. But he only got like a 2-year ban from the arena. You know what I'm saying?
Why is it not a lifetime ban?
2-year ban. And then the guy that spit on Trae Young, he got a year. No, he got a lifetime ban.
I think he got a
lifetime ban. And then
I don't know about the dude that threw the popcorn.
He got a lifetime ban too.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm glad they did that. But I wonder how they're gonna enforce that really. Like somebody can buy tickets not in his name and he can go to the games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the league should do more.
Yeah. I mean, that's assault.
That is
throwing
assault.
popcorn
Yeah.
on people. That's assault.
Yeah.
Spitting, that's assault.
Yeah.
So and the athletes, I mean, of course, the athlete's gonna say that they don't want to press charges, but I think that the arena, that the owners should do it because it's on their property.
I don't see why they couldn't.
Right.
I think legally that might be doable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really do think that they should, man.
All right, so I think we're gonna wrap it up here.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Protect these players, man. Protect these players. Shout out to Naomi Osaka.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Shout out to Naomi Osaka. Protect these players. It's all about mental health, being in a good space mentally.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're at a good place mentally, then, you know, these athletes can perform at a high level. So that's my concern.
Yeah.
And, you know, me and you, we have athletic backgrounds, so we're kind of always gonna side with the athletes.
Yeah, we're gonna look at things a little bit different.
Yeah, we're always gonna take the athlete's perspective on things like this. So yeah, shout out to Naomi Osaka. You know, let the haters hate.
Yeah, man.
Let the haters hate. Brush it off. Keep it moving.
And if you guys need to get mental health as well, just go get some counseling, man. Counseling is fine. It's perfectly great. Like
Therapy.
The therapy, I get it. I get my counseling quite often, and it really helps some of the stresses of your life. I know everybody's going through stuff, no matter black or white. You're going through something. We went through something traumatic for 2020 with this pandemic, and along with political things on top of that. So definitely take care of your mental health.
Definitely. And by the way, Naomi, she's going to get fined. And she says she hopes that money goes to mental health charity. So just want to throw that out there. Let people know.
Yeah.
All right. Subscribe, follow, like, share. Follow us on Instagram at The Formula Production. Follow us on Twitter at The Formula Pro. Follow us on YouTube at The Formula Production. Follow me at Speechless417.
And you can follow me at Boot Leech on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Copy that. All right, till next time. Faith, dream, hustle, repeat.
And that's the formula.